Hi, everybody. Hollie, Clere with the Social Media Advisor. I am so excited to come to you live today with my special guest and dear friend, Christine Hernandez. Welcome, Christine.
Thanks, Holly. Good morning, Facebook.
Good morning, Facebook world. Everybody. So I have to tell you, I met Christine at BNI. Was it BNI?
I think it was Experience Pros.
Experience Pros. Gosh, this was like maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
It was. So it was Experience Pros. It was an early morning meeting. And let me tell you, this very first second I saw Christine, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, first of all, she's stunning. She could be a model. And second of all, the one thing that caught my eye just immediately about her is she was so present in the moment of the networking meeting. And she gave out introductions to almost everyone in the group, every single meeting. She was intentional about her time. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. This woman is someone you need to know. So I'm really excited to introduce you to her today. So thank you, Christine, for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be on Holly's show.
So we were talking a little bit before we started, and I would love for you to share who would be your superhero and why.
Well, that's a really easy question because I love Wonder Woman. I think I'm not a big movie person, and I definitely have not been. I have two boys, 8 and 4, but I'm not super huge on superheroes. But I saw that movie, and I'm like, well, first of all, she's kind of a bad A, so and then definitely just she completes the impossible. Like that is one of my main things when I was younger as a dancer, and it was always trying to complete the impossible. And then when I was diagnosed with a brain condition, it was really completing the impossible and like defeating the odds that I had. So I think that movie just resonated, especially the new one. Like she really does. And it puts the world in a different view. And so I really love that. But yeah, she has such a way of humanity too. But it's not like she's the savior. So I really loved the new one for sure.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. And yeah, I could totally see that being your superhero. And actually, you gave me a gift that is I'm a Wonder Woman award. And that was just a highlight to my month. So I just have to tell you that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I do love her. And I see you as a total Wonder Woman too. Like,
oh my gosh, I love you. You're so amazing. So you highlighted briefly on a struggle that you had in life, and what is one of the biggest struggles that you've had to overcome in growing your business and getting things started, and what is something you can share? Because as business owners, we aren't Wonder Woman all day, every day, right?
Yeah, and I think we are, and especially as women, I think we forget, like at the end of the day, I caught actually a good friend of mine that like I look up to so much. Like she's a director of a huge organization, and like she's like, I didn't get anything done today, and I'm like, or I didn't like something along those lines, and I was like, wow, like you actually, what did you do today? Like I had to stop her and say, you know what is it that you actually did today? Because those things we forget. And at the end of the day, we didn't get all of our list done. And I feel like that's such a gouge to our pride and our psychological state, because we got so much stuff done just because we didn't get to the end of the list, which we never will. We always put way more on our list than we can ever accomplish. True. But we get so much done. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest things was really transitioning from my current business that my husband and I have into my new venture, and having people still relate to me, still be trusted in that, because they see the things that I do. And I have a full team. I mean, on both sides, I have a full team. So yeah, I couldn't do it by myself. And I think sometimes that becomes untrustable when we're in transition. And so I think that's been the hardest thing. And just picking up with Champion Carpet, I was always giving people to my team. So it was like, there was a very big identity shift when I had to actually say, this is my business. This is something that's transformed my life. And this is my new thing. And so there was not just a transition there, but there was also an identity shift. And I think we pick up identities in whether we're doing all the stuff we need to be doing, or we're a good mom, or all these things that we take on, and we don't give ourselves the credit to say it's okay to switch identities. It's okay to let one identity go and transfer to another one because it serves me better. And I think I've gotten the most pushback from this last transfer. And so it's been really humbling, and it's been really good because I've been able to see myself overcome things I wasn't really expecting. So yeah, whenever there's a transfer or you have a transition, I definitely think it's difficult to lay identity down, especially when it's your business. It's your biggest baby.
You know, it's so true. And just to give you guys some background on Christine, she is a mom. She is a wife. She is a daughter. She's got amazing kids and a loving husband and just fantastic parents. And they own and operate Champion Carpet here in Colorado. And it is an active, very, very busy business. Not only do they have a team of technicians, but they give back to the community every single month. That means as a team, they have to personally invest their time into serving the community. So whether that's Habitat for Humanity or food drives or clothing drives, they have a new project that they do every single month. It helps with team building, it helps with personal growth, and it helps the company with growth as well. And so that is huge. So in building that business over the last few years, she's an entrepreneur. She's a serial entrepreneur. She's got all her heart in all the right places. And so when she's talking about transition into this new adventure that we're going to talk about this morning, it is one of those things. I mean, whether you're going from a job, a job, to being a business owner, you're in an identity transition, and your whole routine is different, and the responsibilities are different. And even going from one business model to another, I mean, Champion's still there, it's thriving, but what does it look like now in this new venture? And that's where I'm so excited for you to talk about what Revenue Tribe is, how you serve the community in that space, because I know as a client of yours that when you guys serve me, that you're all in. You're all in. Your sleeves are rolled up. You're getting into the nitty gritty, and so I just can't wait. So let's dive in.
Awesome.
What is the driving force for you in Revenue Tribe, and tell me all about it?
So the driving force for me, I think, is to release people to really understand who they are at a core and stop making decisions from a place of this is what the society tells me, or this is what my mom's told me my whole life. Like, I grew up, my parents are great. Mom, I love you. But there's things as parents that we say to our kids trying to protect them, and we take those on as identity. So it's a lot. Revenue Tribe is all about releasing you to your truest identity, what you were created for, and your new unique contribution for the world. And so the driving force, I think, was really all the things that I had to set down to really step into who I was. And this sounds so stupid when I say it, but one of the things that I really had to lay down was big birthday parties. We were talking about it last night at small group, but it's like our society does such a great job at celebrating birthdays, but it just wasn't serving us anymore. And so at first our kids didn't quite understand why we weren't doing the big birthday parties, and society didn't understand. Like, a couple of my friends were like, well, that's kind of mean. I'm like, no, it's not. It just doesn't serve us anymore. And we're not putting value to it. And we're doing it for other people and all the wrong reasons. And so we go on vacation together, even if it's 2 days, and we spend that time together. And that was one of the hardest things for me to lay down, because I'm like, well, what will people think? And my sister-in-law is like, well, when do we get to celebrate their birthday? And I'm like, well, you can come with us, or we'll do a family dinner. But it was something that I had to lay down. And another thing I had to lay down was how much makeup I wear. That's something that was really hard for me. I was a model when I was younger. And so laying that down and just saying, you know what, I don't have to be perfect. I get to show my mess, and that's okay. And so I just want to empower people to do that. Whether you're dealing with being a mom or being a business owner, really stepping in and being the best you can be and saying only the best yes that you have and you truly value, I think is my driving force, because our world does stuff for all the wrong reasons. Like, we say yes to services we don't need. We say yes to things we don't want to do that actually hurt our family. I think as an entrepreneur, that was a big thing too, is I would do things for my community when my family was starving, like not physically, but for my attention. And it was like I had to keep this status of what it looked like, what Christine used to look like. And then it was really hard to let that go. So I want to free people to step into who they truly are at a core and do things that only add value to their life and not have to have excuses for it. Like, just empower others to do the same through their choices. So that's really my driving force.
Wow, that's really powerful. So how through Revenue Tribe are you able to serve business owners in their personal and professional journeys?
So we have a couple different options at Revenue Tribe. One of my favorites is probably our ongoing groups. We have a workshop. So any way you interact with us, it's the same curriculum, same work, but it's our unique contribution workshop. And so the reason why I love the ongoing groups is because they're industry specific, really focused on the business. But I don't think we ever get to really hang our coat, our home coat at the door. And so it actually all focuses on what matters most to you and what's been stopping you. And most of the time that's not focused on business. It's the business part of it is a fruit that you actually walk away with, but you're actually driving from who you are and your core beliefs. And if you're not in alignment, that's the biggest thing we learned with Champion. If you're not in alignment with who you are and what really matters most to you, you're never going to be able to attract the employees and the customers that you want. And we all have those pain in the butt employees that just don't work for us. And it's not because they're wrong. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're millennials. It's because your core values don't align. And so that's definitely probably the most important things that we serve people with. And then we have private sessions. We can come into your business, that kind of thing. So there's many ways to work with us, but it's all basically the same. And I love the ongoing groups because you get to do it with your strategic partners, and the business that's being done between the strategic partners when we're dealing with core values is amazing. Like, we're getting to fund nonprofits within just a few months. We're getting to do some really cool things, and we're doing a lot more business because we're not just telling commercials every week, which I think there's a time and place for, but you actually get to look around the room and see what matters most to those people, and you're so driven to get them there. Like, it's really a tribe thing. So yeah, does that answer?
So it's essentially like building your power partner tribe while serving the community through nonprofit development and personal development, and getting to know each other to such a high value because your core values are so much in alignment that you're able to work together and build your business because of the foundation that you're doing with your personal development.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does take a level of vulnerability. So I think that's the most challenging part of the program is you really have to show up vulnerable and really like let it hang out. So sometimes that's a great fit and sometimes people just aren't ready for it. But when I've noticed when you step into vulnerability and you really let yourself have that and you don't have to hold yourself to such a high standard, it's amazing what comes out. Like, you really get to lay it all down and then walk away with what you really need. So it's so much fun. I love it.
So that is the in-person workshops. And is that 1 day, 2 days? What does that look like?
So we have a 2-day that you get the full program and you get some time to build a little bit of community. And then we have our 6-month program, which you get to meet twice a month with your strategic partners, and that's for 6 months. And then we go on a retreat at the end of it. And that's like my favorite. And then we have an 8-week program where we go into businesses and give the same, it's all the same curriculum across the boards. Just depends on who you're meeting with and how long. Do you need a tribe, or do you just need the quick one and done workshop that like really gets you cleaned up and set on your way?
Nice. And then you also have in-person networking as well?
Yeah, we do. We have one event. It's the first Tuesday of every month, and we bring all of our tribes together and new people who are wanting to look at the community. And we take one section of our curriculum and we dive deep. So this month and last month was financial. So we get a chance to look and see, what are you believing about your money? So we'll be wrapping that up the first Tuesday in May.
Nice. That's awesome. It's definitely something I've been wanting to check out. And so we will be sure to share links to Revenue Tribe, the in-person event, and all the social channels down below after we're done with the recording. And as well, this will be loaded up to YouTube, and we'll share all that information on there also. So how can you benefit others in developing their business or personal growth this year? Like, what is the next step for someone who's wanting to check this out even further? Is it showing up to your meetup group, or is it what's the next step for someone?
Yeah, there's a couple ways that someone can interact and just kind of get a look at what Revenue Tribe is all about and if it's the right fit for them. So we have the first Tuesday of the month event. That's really great. You get to see the community at its whole. Typically, we have between like 50 and 70 people there every month. And then you can also visit one of our ongoing groups. And so we have one that's going to be real estate and construction focused. This Thursday, the 26th, is our next one from 11 to 1. And then we have our nonprofit and ministry leaders May 4th, Friday, May 4th, from 11:30 to 1. So
that's
those
awesome.
would be the two starter, kind of come and check it out, come see what we're all about.
And I love that they're focused on those specific industries, because there's so much value and abundance when we step aside ourselves and realize that we could be realtors, right? But not every realtor is the same, and not everyone's going to serve people the same way. So how can we live in abundance and be within our unique spiritual gifts, right? And serve our clients appropriately, because I know that my social media solutions aren't ideal for everyone. There's someone out there for it. And so if I'm not a good fit, then maybe there's someone else who has this specialty in that area. Same thing with what you're doing. I love that. So what is something you're doing this year to reach your personal and professional goals outside of starting this venture with Revenue Tribe?
So something that I am doing is I continue to be in a tribe of my own that really challenges me, that really helps me identify like where I'm getting stuck, what needs to be happening. So we actually get a chance, my husband and I, we get a chance to go and meet our tribe all around the country. So we'll be going to, I think, Florida in July, and in September we get to go. So once a quarter we get to go meet our tribe and our coach and really dive deep with them and just help us be accountable. So I think everyone kind of needs that, some outside eyes. And so we're just so excited to be able to get out of our comfort zone and go do that, because we haven't traveled for the last 10 years. We've been running businesses. So that's been really exciting, and we really love to get out of our element, away from the kids, even though we love them, and just focus on us and the business. And I think my meditation time and active time every day is so crucial for me to I get up early and get it out of the way so it doesn't interfere. And that's something that really keeps me aligned to what I'm going for. So yeah.
That's awesome. You guys definitely get connected to Christine Hernandez with Revenue Tribe. Check out Champion Carpet of Colorado as well. You guys are doing just awesome things in this world. And I just thank you so much for stepping out into your courage zone and being able to serve the community, serve business owners, and serve individuals the way that you have. So you're a treasure, Christine.
As are you, Miss Hollie. Thanks for having me today. This was fun.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just so glad to get to showcase you. And Nikki sent a heart. So let's give everybody hearts. Love you, Nikki.
Love you, Nikki.
Awesome. Thank you, Christine. You have a great afternoon. Thank you, everybody who joined. And if you get to watch this later, for sure, comment questions below. I know you've probably got a lot of questions rolling around about how you can get connected to Revenue Tribe and the power of this type of experience for your personal life and for your business life. So don't forget to follow all of the channels and check out the events that Christine talked about below. And you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.